Oh, it was Sammy who spreading lies. I thought they were, and well, they are a good racer. Oh, it's this race. This isn't on the schedule. That's why. It's gonna be CabbageHat versus Fartsplosion. This was a race that was meant to be. We were meant to have 3 doubles in a row or something. It's actually wild. The first race was not a double, our Gradius Flow race, because they were delayed by 30 minutes. That 30 minutes has now become 2.5 hours, but they're here, and they're ready to race. Or will be, at least relatively soon.
Yeah, and they've got a very captive audience, I hope. We had a big raid from Brosentia. Thank you very much for the raid.
Yeah, my wife.
Yeah, I wonder what game... So, Brosentia was doing sub requests, so I wonder what game someone suggested that resulted in that.
I was watching them earlier. Our homeboy Maurice was.
I did watch the Maurice race, yeah.
Was winning in
Donkey
Quixote, aka Donkey X.
Wonderful not Shrek game for the VSP.
Don't ask me if I was considering submitting that to MT. it won't be good for my reputation.
I mean, it looks like a game.
I'll ask Maurice if he actually had fun. Well, I'll check out the comment, and if he goes Kuso game had fun, that's close enough to me. I'm getting lost. Is this game already been pulled?
No, we had another one from this series. There's a pretty recognizable difference when we'll see the game. Funnily enough, that raw sheet also made that mistake and had the wrong game code, wrong SRL code on it. Our players are pretty much ready, I think. Just need to...
More than I can say.
Wondering if I should... So, CabbageHat's always doing these funny race relevant drawings, I guess. So maybe I'll keep that on screen when we switch over.
There's usually space between the 2 screens to do silliness. You know what I haven't been handed yet this year, and maybe for good reason, is the Telestration.
I mean, if you want, I can give you the link for them. I don't think this is a game where you need to draw much.
I disagree.
For Super Puzzle Cat, you could have drawn solutions for sure.
Oh yeah, I would have been nice to be able to point what I thought some key was intending to do, and then did. Words are hard, pictures are easy. We might have delays out here anyways.
Okay, I think I'm ready to see the game, I hope, if I did everything right. Oh. Are you asking Race Chat for the face spin? I could give
I was
that to you anyway.
I was late to show up, and I don't need it from you. You're busy. Make more space to send it. It says move and jump on it. We're fine.
Alright, we have Mandew versus the Forever Rain Plus. I thought the plus is a typo, but no, it's actually there. And I think I wanted to show off is just CabbageHat's Gex persona, Gex Sona over there.
Cabbage Sona. Okay, I'm not gonna ask the same question I asked last race of how long one expects. If cabbages last 3 weeks, or slightly longer than one British Prime Minister, and lizards last for a few years, how long does the cabbage lizard live? I do not need to know the answer. It's rhetorical. Welcome to Mandew versus the Forever Rain Plus. I will tell you, the MT secret, if it has punctuation, it's a better race than if it doesn't have punctuation. That's why N++ is such a great game.
Well, I think we're ready to start. And yeah, we had the other Mandew game. I don't know, maybe that's more than 2, but we did have another Mandew game, and it looked like a Game Boy game. But this one is more like a.
This is Mario. I've played this game before.
The other one was Mario Land 1 and 2, I think. This one's probably more like SMB 3 and World. There's a.
Okay, we got Angry Bird. This is literally SMB. I'm on to you, game. It's just SMB, but I'm hungry.
Also very funny that the paste bin was named More Mandew. Definitely named after the. Oh yeah, oops. I left some of CabbageHat's trees there, oopsie.
Okay. This game is submitted by Internet Dirigible, noted lead runner for Mystery Tournament. Is, if not the soul, is a main decider on what games also just get like resubmitted, because we have plenty of good games that we're happy to show over. We're on MT19, we can't just find 100 new games every time. So I suspect what happened here is ID saw the Mandew game and went, I wonder if they've made more of these, and then found out they did, and then went, I wonder if it's good, and found out it was. This is just a more modern version of what we've previously seen, and it looks like a platformer with mushrooms.
Seems like these games
we don't get that many Mario-likes.
Yeah, I guess straight Mario-likes are like. I think if you submit a popular game, you kind of expect everyone has probably already played that. Although often we find that there's someone blind to almost everything.
Yeah, so I mean there are like different versions of Mario likes. Like we have like you could just have potential like ROM hacks and stuff. Of which like an easy Kaizo that isn't trying to just hit you with imaginary blocks you can imagine would be reasonable. You have fan game adjacent things like Psycho Luigi, which are kind of Mario likes but also not. And then you get games like this, where we literally saw SMB1, and we have a guy who shoots fireballs and eats power-ups to give himself an extra life and get extra abilities. So yeah, this is about as close to Mario as it gets without being Mario.
I'm trying to think, did the other Mandew game have any twists that wouldn't be Mario? It had the rabbit ears. I just remembered now. It has the Super Mario Land 2 rabbit ears. Both players finishing 1-3 here almost at the same time. This jingling is very loud.
I mean, if it's anything like Super Mario Bros, we're gonna find some Hammer Bros sort of dude who will give us some sort of adversity. Different aesthetic for a 1-4 level than we would have gotten from Mario, but same sort of idea of spinny things and pits. It's all very reminiscent. It's comforting.
Yeah, even this black and white square floor there, that's exactly SMB3 on the title screen and maybe also in some stages. Very inspired.
We do see this happens a decent amount in games like this where both players have like relative experience with something similar. Like this is just a Bowser room, it's fine. Or Bowser King
with a disco floor. Did they just say something about SNES? Fartsplosion was mashing through the. Oh, that's even a turtle shell. It's basically a Mario World boss.
The secret is when it changes on you. Like if you have this like kind of rip-off game, but you're not allowed, like, and you see a thing that looks kind of like a Goomba and you can't stomp it, that will surprise our racers 100% of the time. And it's those small little differences that are going to throw someone off. This game so far has been so incredibly loyal to Mario that I haven't seen one of those instances yet. Even the like death song reeks of early Mario games.
Yeah, I'm wondering now if there are other Mandew games and if they just mimic other Mario games.
It would be really cool to just find out that there's a Mandew game of Mandew paint. I don't think his
What's
he's
a lesser ripped off Mario game? Yoshi's Safari maybe? Mario has a lot of games under his belt. Wrecking Crew, I guess. Someone should remake Mandew Wrecking Crew. Both in this boss fight now, so maybe... I think Fartsplosion was here first, right? Ah, and has cleared the boss first as well. But CabbageHat also getting it. Nice, very close again.
like this boss fight is like one of the instances of this isn't loyal to Mario that could surprise somebody. Like if you are just going to assume that every boss has 3 lives and you become more aggressive and you don't care about your power up because you know that you can just kind of tank the hit, and then he ends up having more than 3 lives for some reason. That would be something that I could imagine would trip me up. Do power-ups last between levels in this game?
I haven't really noticed yet. We have an interesting new power-up. This doesn't seem very Mario-like.
I mean, they give Mario Hammer in some of the new games.
He
but
never used
also,
it like this. Either he throws it, or in Donkey Kong he just walks and hammers. This is like a...
I'm gonna argue it's more Mario than what Mario does. Mario should be able to spin around with a hammer while wearing a beret.
I mean, Mario's Italian. The beret would read as French to me. Anyway, this song sounds somehow very familiar to me, so I'm wondering if I heard it in the other Mandew game. When it came on, I had this...
I've ever seen Mandew? Yeah.
When it came on, I had this flashback feeling. I don't know. Maybe it's from the other Mandew game.
Yeah, it makes sense.
CabbageHat
I hate windmills in video games. They always make me wonder what you can jump on in the windmill.
Yeah, I was wondering that, but yeah, it looks very much like the windmill isn't actually there.
I think of even like Super Smash Brothers, the Pokemon Stadium level has a windmill, and it's just the most devious part of. That level is actually quite devious for a competitive level, but you can just end up in the ceiling if you're not careful, because it will just lift you all the way up.
It's not just the windmills. Yeah, Chad also mentioning it. In the previous level that Fartsplosion just finished, the different colored clouds. Some are solid and others aren't. The yellow clouds aren't, and Fartsplosion actually seems to have been tricked by that.
I think the joke that they're making is that yellow cloud just has Fartsplosion energy. It's a good reference for his name. In the same way that Fast Fruit Man is fast because he put fast in his name. We'll probably be good at this game because there's a lot of food and fruit. Fartsplosion, I hope, is good at games that let you fart, which is almost...
afraid based on that, CabbageHat might have the advantage here, both because of vegetables and hats.
This is true. Tomatoes are not cabbages, but they're in the same realm. And CabbageHat is ahead, 2-3 to 2-2. This is gonna be a short race if they keep it up like this, by the way. 2-3 is already halfway through the goal.
Mandew is finished. Oh, what happened to CabbageHat? Was that a game over? I guess so.
And Fartsplosion also game overs. 2010-20... It says 2010-20... Or sorry, 2010-2024.
I'm guessing one is the initial freeware release and the other one's on Steam.
Yeah, they've just released a 14-year-old game and we're just playing it. Let's go. Good on them.
Even so, both kind of synced in their game over, but on different stages. Fartsplosion still on 2-2. CabbageHat on 2-3.
If this game came out in 2010, these birds are almost assuredly inspired by. Nope, yellow clouds don't work. Sorry, CabbageHat. These birds are almost assuredly inspired by Angry Birds.
These yellow clouds are really tricky. I mean, even if you know that they're not solid, they hide so much.
Yeah, I assume it's same rule as most platformers. If you can take the high ground, take the high ground, because being anywhere in the clouds just seems like a death sentence. Oh goodness, the bird just came out of nowhere. I am curious why this goal only went to 3-4, given the pace that we're going, and given that it seems to be very loyal to Mario, and I'm struggling to imagine how this game is going to get significantly harder until the Hammer Bros show up.
Yeah, maybe it's just a short goal. It's not marked early rounds only, but we're mostly past the early rounds anyway.
Yeah, bullets. I mean, the game could also just get harder. Or these racers are doing really well, but like I'm just like I personally would struggle with this, like, but I do think this is, oh goodness, yeah, I would definitely struggle with this. Too many bullets. But I think this is pretty tame for. I mean, it just feels like Mario is just really normal, and so there isn't like much tripping you up. It might just be my personal bias. A lot of my platforming experience comes from Mario.
Seems like CabbageHat stage here is throwing in quite a few obstacles now, but he's still charging through. And that looks like a boss room again.
Oh, this guy doesn't even want to fight. I think we're good. Oh no, we ruined
Bob.
we ruined his high score on his.
Oh,
Oh.
that's Big Bob.
Okay, so his decoy was playing video games. Don't mind me, just snipping Big Bob real quick. No, Big Bob made a face. Sorry, Big Bob.
So, Mikan in chat earlier said to play all the Suits and Sandals, I think that's the name of the dev. All the games from them. So I looked at what games they made. They made Chimera Destroy All Monster Girls. I think we had that on MT
That name
before.
rings.
Yeah, that's like a Mega Man game, I think.
Is Mikan in Mystery Tournament? Or are they also like Maurice and just happened to be in Kuso and not Mystery Tournament this year?
I don't think they're in MT. Yep, not seeing them on the match sheet.
Fair enough. I do appreciate the crossover. We've gotten our fair share of Kusu Grande players who are either coming over here and going, I'd like to get some good games once in a while, that seems nice, or coming over here and going, yeah, they give out bad games here too. Either's fine. You're not required to like the game, you're just required to go fast. This level's been giving Fartsplosion a decent amount of trouble. Is completing it here now. Meanwhile, on CabbageHat's side, not the last hit. Okay. I'm gonna get the elephant charge there from CabbageHat. It's boss.
So I'm not sure I've seen it yet. What are the health rules for this game? Okay, he died immediately there, but if you have an item, I guess you can take another hit.
Yeah, it's Mario. You're 2 if you're big. We don't change our size, which is actually a difference. We don't have small Mario, but yeah, if you have a power-up, you have 1 extra health.
So there's no Boyd-U, Mandew and Boyd-U.
Oh god, what was that, Ralph? The Adventures of Little Ralph, and then we just reach the end of the goal, and we just become Big Ralph.
I
it's
love
a
that.
fighting game now. brilliant.
Fartsplosion also reaching Bob. Has
Oh,
fireballs.
if we can keep our fireball, that'd be huge.
The Molotov
Oh.
incident. Is that a specific achievement for? Oh
No,
wait, what? Is
If
that
you
a
have your
quick
fireballs,
kill? Huh.
yeah,
That's convenient.
that's breaking the race. Let's go for explosion, but uh-oh.
Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate for the race balance, but
Yeah.
I mean,
Excuse me.
good for Fartsplosion. CabbageHat has been in this fight for a few minutes.
Yeah, because I'm having to deal with particularly this pattern on screen of just dodging the fire. I mean, it's happened before. It's just insane. I mean, it's a reward, right? You keep the fire going into the boss. The huge thing actually is now you know that if you can keep firepower going into the third boss, it's probably going to also help you there. So might even change your behavior going forward in this race. But yeah, basically just a speedrunner skip. And you know, quite Mario, you can kill Bowser with fireballs.
Would be good for CabbageHat to also retain an item into the boss fight.
Yeah, I mean, if they're willing and able to shoot fireballs here after the game over, it might actually be faster. Even if they have to go through this whole 2-4 level. I don't know where they're going to get their fireball. Yeah, that's
There's a fruit. Is that the fireball? Or is it just big Mandew? Doesn't look like it's a fireball so far.
Yeah. No, white shirt's different. He's not using the power, but he definitely is at least big, if not got a fireball that he's not using.
There's another P block. No, that's a... Well, maybe Hammer is also good. But it looked like it's specifically the fireball that gets you the quick kill.
Oh, he only had 1 life. What? Okay, so we have Hammer going into Bob's.
Yeah, but the achievement I think even had the fireball on it and in the name. So
And he
I
just
don't think
jumps
the
on him,
hammer's
so
gonna help.
yeah,
At
he
least
just
not a
jumps
quick
on him.
kill.
Oh, it might speed up the actual like race anyways, or like the kill, but definitely not getting the same reward as Fartsplosion so far. And now he's lost it. So yeah, I mean,
So far CabbageHat still has a chance to catch up. Fartsplosion hasn't beaten 3-1 yet.
okay, let's go read this more Mandew Pastebin or Rentry. Shoutouts to Rentry. Stop using Pastebin. It's like full of spam now. Spam and scams. Yeah. I will find out it's ID who submitted the game. I saw him around earlier. We'll find out if he knows the secret speedrun tech. So we just got a tomato right before the boss. That's not a fireball, I assume.
No,
Tomatoes aren't.
chat said the spicy pepper is fireball. Tomato's just big, I suppose.
Yeah. So but if it's like Mario and the items are progressive, when we get to the tomato, we already had tomato, then maybe it would have been a fireball right before the end. This music doesn't feel right for this boss. Like, the music's fine, if not good.
I mean, I think it's at least a little bit exciting. It's not super threatening. It's definitely speeding up, putting some pressure.
I mean, Bob... Oh, what are you doing, Bob? What's this mix-up?
Yeah,
Manga has wait.
it's really mean that this boss fight is actually kinda complex. It takes a while. And then you can
Yeah,
just
and now
do
we have to
it
do
like
the fire
nothing.
jump. This is the hard part, is you need to jump up and then... Oh, that works too, I guess.
It looks like you're safe all
Nope,
the way
it
on
does
the
not work
right.
at all.
Or does the fire
You're
ever reach
not.
that?
It reaches there, and you have to jump, like, specifically up, but then drift a bit left, if that's your tactic.
I haven't looked exactly at the timing, but I wonder if you can just run under the last bomb. Don't know if the
I mean,
path is free, or if there's too much fire.
as much as CabbageHat is getting a bit walled here in 2-4, Fartsplosion only just now beat 3-1. The race is coming to a close, like 3-2 is relatively close to the finish. But if Fartsplosion doesn't have another cheese on 3-4, like, you could imagine Mandew being finished and CabbageHat making a comeback. They do need to finish this boss right about now if they're going to keep it competitive, though. It's the fourth one here, and then you go central and then back in.
Okay, CabbageHat did get the dodge. Oh, there's another cycle. And I hope that's the last hit.
That should be the last hit.
Finally,
like, if it's not
nice.
the last hit. Yeah. He did his ultimate, and we survived it this time. Okay, we got the achievement, but it's just for beating 2-4. I don't think that's the same achievement as killing the decoy with fire, and that being enough. And CabbageHat needs to not really make many mistakes.
I feel like Fartsplosion has been slower on the platforming, has taken more deaths, more falls, so maybe...
For sure, CabbageHat had a ton of pace up until that boss. And Fartsplosion beat it quickly. I think they're gonna reach the boss about the same time, which would be fantastic for us as race watchers. Nope, you may not jump on the little donut. It has a hat.
It has a spike on it.
Oh, yeah, I guess the other ones also have hats, but his hat is spiky. Getting the power up and then immediately wasting it. That's how I play Mario, so CabbageHat doing well.
Fartsplosion facing some really difficult platforming here. Several layers of these moving platforms.
I'm quickly realizing why we're playing the 3-4. Is these platforms look insane. I guess it's actually easier in some sense that there are a lot of them. Instead of just like making you do more jumps, you still have to be precise though. If you miss, you're kind of just betting that there's something below you.
Chat saying those were onigiri, but no, I'm sure they're jelly donuts, right?
Aren't onigiri jelly donuts? I refuse to say onigiri because I didn't want to be wrong.
An onigiri is a big rice ball, basically, isn't it? The joke is that in some translation, I think in Pokemon they turned the onigiri into jelly donuts.
Wait a second, am I being trolled by Brock cooking just some Japanese donuts? Yeah, I am. I literally did not call them onigiri, in risk of like I was only 90% confident.
Oh,
and then just
so I was thinking you made a joke based on that
No,
meme, but okay.
Absolutely not. They're just rice balls with a little thing. I knew this, by the way. They're just rice balls with a cap on them, right?
I mean, they've got this algae leaf. Forgot what it's called. Well, that's kind of like a head, except on the bottom.
All I've learned about Japan recently was from Godzilla -1, which good movie, by the way. It turns out that they get attacked by sea monsters on the regular, if you didn't know. but only the ones that have been affected by nuclear activity are going to destroy. Bring It On knows. Dude, it's such a pretty movie. Like, the movie is also just like solid story, just good movie. But like, Godzilla looks so cool.
I remembered what the seaweed leaf is called. I think it's called nori. They also have it here, the little black part in the onigiri.
Oh, you know what my actual knowledge of Japanese cuisine is? It's sushi go. But unfortunately, onigiri is not. At least in the base version of sushi go, presumably because it's not particularly sushi.
CabbageHat's making progress here, is in 3-2 now.
I mean, Fartsplosion is running into 3-3, and these snowmen are doing what I said. We got some Hammer Bro impersonators, and they are annoying. I don't know. This, as a kid, when I played Mario, obviously I could just skip to 4-1, but sometimes I would just play the game without doing any warps. And 3-3 was, as far as I was concerned, the first challenging level. And
So here as well, apparently, Shambles has called out
exactly.
the time limit is really low on 3-3. In the top right, you can see it's just a few seconds
got 5
left.
seconds for the chat bot. Okay, we're having to grab all these little coin things.
Ah, okay, that's a special challenge level.
This makes sense. I haven't acknowledged the timer at all, but it makes sense that, given that the race decided to end here, and the racers have definitely slowed down, either the boss for CabbageHat or the just general levels for Fartsplosion. If every level after 3-4 becomes this like scary time monster.
Seems like the time limit isn't that bad.
Yeah, as long as you're like moving forward, it seems to be fine. But it is a bit intimidating. I probably wouldn't have noticed it unless it changes the music, which we'll find out shortly when CabbageHat
That's the end for 3-3. Just one stage left for Fartsplosion.
Yeah, as long as you know. Oh god, it's a castle. So we've seen Shell moving around. We've seen, you know, some Mega Man mech. I'm feeling some Roy action. I'm feeling like a guy who comes in and out of the ground for 3-4, but
I'm gonna guess an enemy that runs onto the ceiling and maybe falls down on you.
Yeah, same sort of idea. Just
Fartsplosion picked up the fireball earlier, but sadly lost it. If he's aware that there was a quick kill earlier, he probably was. Or maybe he's gonna try to keep the fireball there.
yeah, imagine he just gets the fireball again and just assumes it's regular procedure.
Maybe this time it's a different item that gets it a quick kill. This one for some reason is a nail and the hammer is very effective.
I'm trying to figure out the plot of this game and it's impossible. Like, obviously we're having to deal with the Forever Rain. And all these bad guys just want to play video games, and...
That reminds me, in the Game Boy Mandew, in the Game Boy style Mandew, we got a console from every boss.
Which included an Xbox, which I was a bit surprised with.
Yeah. But the playing video games theme is still here.
Excuse you, little boo. Where are you hiding?
And that's the boss arena right there. What are we gonna face?
I have a suspicion that we missed a power-up in one of those 8 blocks right before the boss arena that we'll probably find on the second attempt. This guy's name is Oh, it's okay. It's like Wendy or whatever.
I think Wendy's popping out of pipes though, isn't she?
It's just like, yeah, there you go. There's a tomato. Fartsplosion looking for his undeserved pepper. Okay, like a real ninja, just hangs to the wall and throws stuff at us.
Doesn't seem as difficult as Bob so far.
Death there from CabbageHat if Susie or whatever this boss's name was gonna give us trouble. I still think that the death is pretty rough. Just losing an extra 2 minutes or so is a bit too much to keep this race competitive when the race is ended now.
Yeah, this boss was a lot easier than the previous one. That's the dot done for Fartsplosion.
I mean, Fartsplosion doesn't know that. Uh-oh, the rice demon. Good game. I'm happy they put it back on Steam. Fartsplosion might be the luckiest racer in MT so far. That kill has some level of deserved. Like, it's not race ruining because he brought a fireball to a boss fight, which is always a good thing to do, and especially when the game is aggressively inspired by Mario.
I'm gonna guess the
but
testers just didn't catch that part.
no,
It didn't
I mean he outplayed
to them.
the testers basically. You can't hate on that. It's just how long. That's the real question. Is just how long would Fartsplosion spent on that boss if he hadn't found it? I think this race might have been really close. I mean, I think CabbageHat spent more time on it than they probably should have, but that boss was definitely the hardest if it wasn't for the fireball. Big GG's though. This is the way I want to win MT races. Just give me the one cheese. Give me the thing in the pace spin that I noticed that the other person didn't. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm not sure where the last fireball would be before the boss there. Chat has been mentioning that. But it might be that that's actually quite a feat to get a fireball there.
I mean, time to pull up the Mandrake versus the Forever Rain plus speed run and find out what they do. If it turns out that they don't even bring a fireball, we might have new tech here.
Well, it seems it's an achievement in the game, so people probably see that it exists.
They would know. Yeah.
No more secrets in video games.
I like Fab's comments. He only has 3 scores to give. It's 9 out of 10, 6 out of 10, or 2 out of 10.
Really?
He's given a lot of 2 out of 10s recently, mainly because his games keep on crashing today. But yeah, 6 out of 10. It's just Mario with too many enemies on screen. Wrong. One man's too many is another man's just enough, but Fartsplosion noting, I don't know, something seemed familiar about this game. I think it's the rice demon.
Yeah, the jelly donuts, I think I've seen those in an anime or something.
Columbo's my favorite anime. Okay, so are these party hats or spikes? Because I thought they were party hats, but I also thought cactus was snake earlier.
Which hats?
On the jelly donuts.
No, those aren't spikes. The other ones are spikes.
Yeah. So the other ones are definitely wearing hats.
Yeah, the green one is the green hat is a green hat with a spike. The yellow hat is just a hat.
Yeah, but I was calling it a party hat. I don't even know if that's. Okay, Angry Birds.
It's very small.
Go away.
I can't really tell.
The issue with Fartsplosion playing through this game further is it will just inspire ID to make the goal longer. If we can resubmit this now that we know the secret fireball tech, which I think is probably fine. We'll let it go 2 years and they'll be blind again. Oh, that's an actual cactus. I got scared.
Picture on the wall there, I think Fartsplosion maybe looking at that, I'm not sure.
What kind of plug is that? Got 4-prong plug?
Just 2 of them, I think. It's just a...
Oh, I'm dumb. Yeah,
Covers.
it's just two twos. That makes more sense. I was like, okay, Japan, what do you have in your electricity that I don't know? This must be an American game, by the way. There's no world this man is. There's too many tomatoes. Or not Japanese, I should say. It could be European. He did wear a beret.
CabbageHat's struggling quite a bit on this stage here though. It's definitely pretty difficult, but maybe Fartsplosion did better here.
It just looks a bit laggy. I can't tell if it's a stream or not, but it's just like there's just a lot of jumps you have to make in quick succession. And you're being attacked by our discount hammer bros. Oh, the onigiri is so scary. Okay, Fartsplosion just wants a cake. But again, not every game can be Portal. Some games have to be Mario.
You do eat a lot of food in this game, but it's mostly like raw vegetables, I guess. Cake isn't healthy enough for Mandew.
If tomatoes make you powerful enough to take any attack, imagine how much power a cake would give you.
Maybe the cake's too much. There's so much sugar and fat in it, it slows you down.
It also isn't grown in the rain. This is true.
Yeah, cakes make you tired. Cake is a debuff. It's tasty, it's seductive, but don't believe the cake.
This game got a lot harder. The stupid spike onigiri that's just waiting to make you do these little jumps, these
maybe
fake
that's why
blocks.
the goal ends here. The other game we had the full game. It had 4 worlds. Maybe they were shorter. I wonder in what order these games were made.
This one had a date on it.
Yeah, this one's at 2010.
We saw 2010. I assumed the other one was before this, but...
I mean, making it look like a Game Boy game seems like more of a gimmick.
Yeah, exactly. It feels sneaky modern.
Ah, so like... the other one is from 2012, and this one's from 2011? I don't know why it said 2010, so the Steam page says 2011.
I'm gonna need some progression here from CabbageHat. I think it's time to go to 3-3. How do you get... Okay, you just hold the button. I get juked out by players just refusing to do the thing. Where I'm like, oh, it must be impossible because they're not doing it. No, it's possible. They're just not holding the button. Yep. God, this level's so long without the checkpoints. This is actually the issue with this game. It's just 2-minute slogs to get back, and between 3-2 being really long, 3-3 not being really long, but being the intimidating timer. If Popeye changed from spinach to cake, would he get more powerful? He would get more calories, which is more powerful, but I don't think cake has like magical properties like spinach does.
I don't think anyone ever called cake a superfood, so I don't think it should give you powers. Maybe like goji berries or something for the new hip Popeye.
I just like the idea of influencer Popeye. If you want to get ripped like me, follow my my new diet.
CabbageHat finishing
2000
3-2, very nice. I forget
I feel
what
like
3-3 was, but I hope it's not as difficult. Oh yeah, the time travel. Yeah, I don't think this is as difficult.
I think it was I saw like a Family Feud, and they asked the question, "What food do you think Popeye eats?" And for some reason, there were 3 choices.
How, yeah, I'm wondering, how does anyone not answer spinach?
Oh no, Popeye doesn't eat olive oil. What do you want about internet?
Good AI summary. Which had very low on time, skipping a lot of these coins. I wonder if he even noticed the timer. Now it's 0.
Well
he's
now.
dead. Time up. Yeah, maybe he didn't notice it before.
I
Possible.
mean, why would you? It went from being like a 3-minute timer that didn't matter to 10 seconds. Are you getting time by beating the enemies too? It looked like it jumped up there. Can you please beat an enemy so I can prove my point?
No,
Nope.
no,
Oh, no.
doesn't seem like it does. Yeah, I'm aware that Popeye and olive oil are together, but I think eat in this context would mean something different.
We leave the joke there, chat. We're a PG-13 stream, and it was very funny, and everybody laughed. Oh goodness, the Twitch has its own like you can watch game shows, and it turns out that Family Feud was worse when they had guy who looked like Billy Mays compared to guy who makes faces every time that you say anything vaguely sexual. There was a huge charisma difference. Also, Bob Barker, absolute charmer. I've never seen a man have more, for lack of a better term, riz than Bob Barker in the 70s, just wooing every single woman that went up there, and a couple of the men.
Please recycle, kill. Oh, they're actually jumping out of the. Okay, surprise.
Absolute jump scare. We did not kill it. No, just go to the end.
Oh, you get an item from the end thing. I only noticed that now. So is that where the fireball came from for Fartsplosion?
That would be. I mean, at this point, CabbageHat has had enough trouble with 3-2 and 3-3. I don't think anybody, be it Fartsplosion, CabbageHat, or ID or the testers, have to feel that bad. I feel like Fartsplosion had good winning chances.
This
even
gimmick
if they fought the
feels familiar.
I don't.
Wonder where that's from.
It's from that game that we just casted a couple games ago, where the lava rose. Oh, you know what doesn't feel that familiar? I'm surprised we have looping. Which I know did happen.
That's the part
Mario.
I meant. This is in Super Mario Bros. 3. It has a few stages where you loop around vertically. I mean horizontally, yeah, and the stage moves vertically.
I just went. He doesn't mean Metroid. Don't say Metroid. He doesn't mean Metroid.
Yeah, and it's even the pipe stages in World 7. They're also full of pipes. This is exactly like that.
Plumbing nightmare. 20 seconds here. Actually, I think. Weirdly, if we take our time, yeah, we're fine. CabbageHat is going to move on to 3-4, which at this point I don't recall. Thank you. Richard Karn is the man I want to make fun of but didn't know the name of. We're doubling the point. No, you're not doubling the points. You are absolutely doing the exact same thing every time, and this isn't Deal or No Deal, so you don't get to get away with it. I do actually watch this show actively. Miwa, are you familiar with the British show Pointless?
No. I also haven't seen Family Feud, or I mean, for a lot of these.
So I'll explain both to you then. So Family Feud is you name what Americans are most likely saying.
I think I think we had that as well, but I forgot what it's called. I was never a big game show watcher, I think.
Pointless is the actual good trivia version of name the thing that nobody else could name. So it'll be like name a video game that has Mario in it, and all the normies are like Super Mario Bros. And Mario Kart, and then you're just pulling out friggin' Super Punch Out or something. You're like, yeah, that's Mario, get wrecked. And you find out that one person also had the same clever as idea as you, and you should have just said Mario Paint. It's an infinitely better concept, but unfortunately, the only people who make good panel shows are the Dutch and Danish for some reason, Koreans, and the British. The Americans haven't figured it out yet. Germany does have that one big, their one big trivia show.
CabbageHat reaching the boss here. Looking for, okay, another item. Top up, but this boss shouldn't be difficult.
Did I say Super Punch Out? I just added Super because every Mario game has Super in it. I apologize, chat. You're right, I'm wrong. I lose. This is the issue, is the idea of doing a pointless thing. Let's go CabbageHat. Stomp these guys. Is if we polled 100 people in the mystery tournament community, and it was just you have 100 seconds to name games that feature Mario in it, you're gonna get the most insane poll of questions because nobody will take it. And any way of just trying to complete as many, they will absolutely just ruin the pool.
What do you mean Mario Clash isn't the most popular answer? Obviously that's the first one anyone would think of.
Okay, we got Susan Sandals on Fartsplosion's side. And more importantly, CabbageHat is going to take their second bite here at the boss, which I believe was the number of times it took Fartsplosion. To be clear, Ringadon's now ruined it. I would have provided Mario teaches typing as my answer, but I was trying to be clever.
I forget what the game is called where you play Go Fish with Mario, and he says you say Mario Go Fish. It's also some kind of DOS game, I think.
Oh god, this level's gotten a bit spammy. One of those things that's lovely about retro games is they do have like the sprite limit, and while some games absolutely abused the idea of it because they just have a sprite show out up on screen and immediately attack or something. This game doesn't have that. It's just putting as many enemies on the screen as it wants, and it wants slightly too much. Muir, you've been provided 2 different games of Mario Goldfish.
Interesting. I've definitely heard the name Mario's Early Years Preschool Fun. I think it's probably that one. I'm not sure I've heard of the other one. Oh, this Game Gallery? Okay. Is Early Years the one that's, I think, also on Super Nintendo?
CabbageHat Getting Revenge has fireballs.
Has the fireball, yeah. Not a quick kill, but probably still a lot faster with fireball.
It's also, like, a bit more straightforward. You don't have the risk taking damage by jumping into things that have themselves a damage box. Oh, come on. We should be in iframes there. Rude game. So, where'd we get this fireball?
No idea.
What? Please don't tell me it's RNG.
Fartsplosion trying to wear the suit there.
What round was this, by the way?
Lizards 2, it's in bottom right.
Okay. Oh. I'm blind. I probably should have
We do have the rounds on screen, even on the 4-player layout, it's on the top and bottom.
This is why I'm already out of this tournament. I don't look at the whole screen. Don't look at the whole pace bin. Ignore the fact that the game has an undo button. Don't see that's Lizards 2. So this will be CabbageHat out. I assume with most Lizards 2 that they did at some point win a game, but it's a pity. We're always gonna lose somebody who has a great name. CabbageHat and Fartsplosion. Sorry, Fartsplosion. There's no X in there. Are 2 or better. Fartsplosion is insistent on showing us that we could have gone to 4-4 and not being overly successful at it.
I'm assuming there's like 4 or 5 worlds. And yeah, that's probably too much as a race goal. It's not even raining.
Have I not already made this joke? I was trying to figure out what the plot of this game was, and then I think I got distracted by, you know, doing my job as commentator. Yeah, it's not.
I don't know, maybe the rain's forever elsewhere. Maybe the rain's in Mandew's home country.
Yeah, so the reason I got mad is at the end of the level, we water, like, the goal, and, like, we got a tomato or whatever. And I'm like, why do we need to water the tomato? It's already forever raining. If anything, we need to give our tomatoes little umbrellas so they don't get overwatered. Have you seen anything with this boss that tells you which one is the guy? Is it?
I haven't noticed
I
anything. I guess they look in different directions.
He rose his hand, or she. I'm not gonna gender this boss. Yeah, it's the one that raises their hand right before the level start. Where did we get that fireball? Wait, is it not?
Could it be on game over, or maybe on game over you start from the beginning or from further ahead?
No, they all raise their hand. I give up. Just jump on them all. God. I swore that we went to this room with...
Okay, apparently the checkpoint when you activate it the first time gives you a power-up, if I understand it right from chat. Oh, not? Okay.
Yeah, but I swore that we went into this room and fought the boss, and then came back with fireballs on a later attempt. I mean, I could easily be wrong. I've been very distracted by thinking about Family Feud and Steve Harvey, who I forgot the name of until just now. Mandew is finished. The rain really will last forever, but only on the title screen. It's doing. Oh no! I mean, good news. You could end up with a fireball. Maybe this is what happened: is had to do 3-4 again and snuck in with a fireball before getting to the checkpoint. If you can maintain this tomato, it becomes a pepper.
Yeah, maybe now pepper will pop out.
Pretty good incentive. I mean, now that CabbageHat knows about the, we don't even want this hammer, do we?
I mean, a power-up is a power-up, I guess. Now it's lost. Really hard to keep that with the ghost around.
Okay. I mean, again, good on Fartsplosion for. I mean, they were much quicker on even like this 3-4 level. This CabbageHat looks so good at the start of this race, just really confident, and it's probably not confidence or like maybe the race being over has also had an effect. So
Yeah,
let's go away.
Might have lost the drive.
But I was pretty excited for CabbageHat. They looked pretty good and just willing to do Mario things at the start of this race, and it's just become a little bit of a boss slog.
Alright, we've got 5 fresh lives. Sadly, no fireball at the moment.
I do like the strategy of just getting under the boss. Seems really good. Just paste this. You have to kill a couple of these guys, like on the first stop, otherwise they just look a bit silly. Oh, that's rude. The shadow ruining CabbageHat's plan of trying to hide under them by just having 2 of them and leaving them paralyzed.
Oh, that's
What's
a
happening?
big
Fartsplosion screen.
Looks like you can stay ahead, okay?
If bats is 7 bats, how many bullets does that level have to be called bullets? Bullets. Ugh. It's like dog ears. It's you gotta have 7 per enemy, and you can only have called bullets 5 times.
I think Fartsplosion might be coming up to the end here. This looks a bit strange.
Okay, CabbageHat, it's time to beat this boss.
Can Fartsplosion beat the game before CabbageHat beats the goal?
I mean, it's a Mario game. There's 100% 8 worlds.
I think Mandew, I mean the Game Boy one, the colorless curse was only 4, maybe 5 worlds.
Oh, that was true. Maybe you have to play them together. That's how you get your 8 worlds. This is gonna be a decent MT for Fartsplosion. I think their win rate has been a bit lower than like my general expectation of their gameplay. But this will be, I believe, a second win for them. Winning Lizards 2 is usually getting to 500, and therefore a good showing if you're not named Triscor.
CabbageHat still has the big power up. think
jump
that's
in
it.
there. Yeah, and did it with the power up.
Yes, all
All
done.
accordion to plan. Done on the hour. Don't.
Exactly an hour for CabbageHat. Very nicely planned. Good work.
CabbageHat, don't move for a sec. No, CabbageHat, I need to take a picture of Rice Demon. I forgot to do it earlier.
But so Fartsplosion before the race asked that chat would post all their favorite fart emotes. I missed that earlier, so maybe now when they come in for a chat, maybe you want to post your favorite fart emotes if you have any.
Why do people? No, don't listen to me. Where we've been on commentary too long, and don't take bad advice, chat. You're responsible adults.
I mean, how bad could a Twitch emote be?
Answer. Was I meant to have sound effects? We heard sound effects.
Oh, looks like neither of the players sadly have time now.
Cool. I'll interview. Fartsplosion, did you know that you cheesed level 2? No. CabbageHat, did you know that you could have cheesed level 3? I thought I did. I had fireballs. No, you should have had it for level 2. It would have been great. Did you enjoy the game, CabbageHat? Game was frustrating. Fartsplosion? Yeah, that's why I played 4-4. I'm gonna go eat dinner. Okay, interview done.
Well,
Nah, big GG's to both these guys.
Thanks for both of our races being represented by Phoned Noob here.
No, they did. They were commenting in stream the back end that CabbageHat. It's quite late for them, and it was a bit frustrating, which fair. I mean, anytime you get stuck on a boss is always gonna be a bit frustrating. And Fartsplosion played basically the whole game, so no surprises here. CabbageHat actually, would be quite a bit nicer if we put him on the mic about the game than perhaps their actual opinions. Both these guys are charmers, so. With that though, Muware, it's been a long day of talking a lot. You've been doing all the back end stuff here too. I think we're out of games.
We are.
So let's go look at a schedule and see when you can have your Maurice back.
That's the end of MT for today, but not for very long. The next match is scheduled for 9 AM US Eastern. That's in about 13 hours. And then there's a bigger gap, and then we've got another one, and then there's a longer drought. We're past the round deadline again, and also we're past the biggest rounds in general, so matches are gonna die down a lot, I suppose.
Yeah, they'll pick up a little bit when we see deadlines, because you guys are punks who refuse to schedule. I assume Wizards 3 is coming up here, as is probably Wizards 3. But as long as we get it all done before GDQ, I think we'll be fine. I've been Pwn Noob.
And I'm also here. Probably also tomorrow.
Thanks for Muware. That's what they say, right? That's the bit.
I'm not sure I know that bit, but yeah. Oh, and it's gone. Well, anyway. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Come back tomorrow for a bit more of MT. There's one last thing I'm thinking of. Internet Ritual has been mentioning that maybe we should raid people. Does anyone know any, like, mystery or blind racing related channels we could raid? I'm not sure I'm seeing any. Seeing PDQs only on the replay, so that's also not exciting to raid. I guess it's entirely fine to just call it here. Yeah, either way, yeah. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye.